here, and I'm here to tell you about how to resolve guilt on your twin flame journey. Now, some of you may have experienced a lot of guilt in different ways, like maybe you feel like your twin flame should feel guilty, or maybe you feel like guilty yourself for something that you feel like you have done wrong on your twin flame journey. So this video is going to be all about how to resolve that. Because obviously you don't want to feel guilty. You don't want that guilt to interfere with your peace. You don't want that guilt to be there forever. That's a bird. I'm not going to cut that out. Yeah, so sometimes the birds will act like the audience, like you, right? Like, yeah, I want to know. That's like that that bird that you heard was a blue heron. So if you are interested in animal symbology, look up blue heron there. There's lots of animals here at the lake, so they might come in from time to time, and I let them be part of the video because there's nothing that occurs by mere coincidence or chance. So yeah, back to the topic. So this guilt that you may be feeling. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what it could be about. So let's say that you're on your twin flame journey and you get in a fight with your twin flame. And you don't know the mirror exercise at this point. You don't know how to do the inner work. Or even if you do, let's say that you come out of your peace and get in a fight, and you might say some things in the spur of the moment that aren't very nice, right, to your twin flame or even to someone else, right? Like the whole path that you're on right now, everything coming up in your reality is part of the twin flame journey, right? Your twin flame is your divine mirror, your divine counterpart. Hello, look at those geese. That was fun. It looked like they were coming out of my face. Trying to do a serious video here. Stop making me laugh at you. I'm not going to feed you bread. Okay. Guilt. We're supposed to be talking about guilt. Okay. Right. So, maybe you said something unkind to your twin flame in the heat of the moment, right? And you might keep going back to that scene in your mind, like, if only I hadn't done that, if only I hadn't reacted that way, if only, right? And this is the part that I wanted to talk about today, where you can actually use the mirror exercise that's taught by Jeff and Shalia in their school, Twin Flame Ascension School. And it's found in their book, Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. And you can use this to heal the guilt, because if you keep going back into this scene and trying to change it, you're never going to find peace that way. You're only ever going to come up with more guilt, right? It's also, I'm also talking a little bit about regret, right? So guilt and regret are kind of related here. So let's talk about that. So let's say that you said something not nice and you're feeling like, oh, if only I, right? You're actually doing the same thing that you think you did to your twin flame to yourself. You're beating yourself up. And you can go in and with the mirror exercise, step 4, maybe, okay, let's do the whole thing, right? So guilt is about feeling like you're not forgiven. So you could go to step 1. I'm upset at my twin flame for not forgiving me. You might already be in step 2, but we're going to do a step 1 anyway. So I'm upset at my twin flame for not forgiving me. Step 2, take all the nouns, turn them into pronouns pointing at yourself. I'm upset at myself for not forgiving myself. Step 3, is this true? The answer is always yes. So yes, there's a place in you that's not forgiving yourself. That's what this guilt is. You're holding on to it. You're holding on to this idea that you did something really evil and wrong and bad. And, with damage that you could possibly fix, right? That's the guilt. Like, you can never fix or repair this irreparable damage. That sort of thing. See the sun? Ah, that's better. Okay, whoop. It's like trying to get to a place where there's not this weird light. Not like that. There we go. Nope. Oh my gosh. How about that, maybe? No. Nice panorama of the lake, by the way. There we go. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So you've got this guilt. You got this thing you did. You're in step 3. You acknowledge that you have this guilt that you can't replace. And then you go ask yourself, well, what do I need to feel loved? Because this feels awful. Feeling like I did irreparable damage, feeling like I messed my union up, which is not true, by the way. It doesn't feel good. So go into this part of your heart right now, if you're watching this video, and ask that part of you what it needs to feel loved. Oh, a place where I feel like I did irreparable damage. What do I need? So the answer might feel obvious to some of you, but just going to say it. I need forgiveness. I need to know that I was innocent to begin with, that I didn't do anything wrong, that I just acted according to what I knew to do at the time, to the best of my capabilities, and that I can't mess up my union. So I'm just going to really tell that to myself in the heart. There may be some resistance. There may be part of you that's like, well, I did that. I did that. Like, you didn't do that thing that I did. That really bad thing, right? Nothing is too bad. You are an innocent child of God. God loves you. In the moment that you make a choice to atone, that's when you can let go of this guilt. You're punishing yourself with the guilt. You're actually using control. You're trying to take away God's truth that you're an innocent child that he loves unconditionally. You're trying to take that truth and make an illusion out of it that that's not true, or that you somehow know better than God. Oh, God, you see that I'm innocent, but I'm telling you I'm not. Not true, right? Okay, and something from the Course in Miracles, and Jeff and Shalia iterate this a lot in their work, is that atonement is simply acknowledging that you are loved right here in this moment and dropping the story. Once you just simply drop what you're holding on to, this guilt, like a big rock that you've been carrying, that you've been insisting on carrying, somehow it was serving you. Like, maybe you got secondary benefits from it. Like, you got to be a guilt victim or wear a scarlet letter on your forehead or chest or something. That does not really serve you. That's not going to bring you into harmony with God, with the divine, with your beloved twin flame, right? You don't want that. So just atone by accepting your innocence now. That's what atonement is. Atonement is not serve time in prison. Atonement is not give yourself 40 lashes in your mind, right? That's not atonement. Atonement is acknowledging your innocence and moving forward with God. It's aligning with God, with who God says you are. Okay. So let's say that you think that I'm talking about just saying well, you're a poo-poo face. That's not what I'm talking about. I've had some humdingers with my twin flame, right? We both have, right? We're one. And the way forward through this is to not look at whatever was causing the upset or however we reacted to the upset as having any weight or power in our union, and nothing that we did or said, or, even if we took mud, even if we took this yucky lake mud at the bottom of the lake and threw it at each other, right? That cannot destroy your union. You don't have anything on love. Your guilt has no power on love. Your guilt has no power in your harmonious twin flame union. So let it go and love yourself. Let yourself be innocent and loved the way that God sees you. And that's all I really wanted to share. I mean, it is that simple. And for some of you, it doesn't feel that simple because you've been carrying this guilt baggage around for, months, years. Oh, if I'd only called him, I didn't know he loved me and I treated him so badly. Doesn't matter. They're your twin flame, right? When you make that new choice, they will reflect that to you. I have personal experience with this. I have lost my temper. I have lost my temper. How many of you here watching this video have ever in your entire life lost your temper? Raise your virtual hand. How many of you watching this video have ever in your life lost your temper with your twin flame? Raise your hand. Okay, so we're all learning, right? We're all getting better and better at staying in our peace, being in the mirror exercise. Now, something that Jeff and Shalia have told us in their classes is losing your peace and having a heated debate are two different things. Like, you can actually be completely in your peace and have a totally loving conversation with your twin flame, and it sounds like this: hey, take out the trash. I took it out last week. I'm telling you to take it out. It smells bad. Well, you take it out, right? That does not mean that you're losing your peace, right? Like, you just be yourself, be your whole total self. And bickering doesn't mean that you're out of your peace. It's not even really bickering. It's just like expressing yourself, right? And there's a fun family on a boat. I love this lake, by the way. It's really cool. My house is like literally right there. It's an apartment. And Josh and I, because, everybody's indoors, COVID-19. I can't remember. We had a fight. Oh, what were we arguing about? We were arguing about something. See, these things don't really matter. But I was like, no, I was really loud. And then I realized, I'm not on my peace doing the mirror exercise. Here we go. And, I look back on my life since Twin Flame Ascension School, since I found it, and I got, progress, right? Like, if I shout once, it's not like I'm trying to shout, but it's like, look at where I came from. When I didn't have Twin Flame Ascension School, I was really feeling like, I was just gonna die or something, because I had like lost my temper, and I think I threw something once against the wall. Like, I was like really mad before Twin Flame Ascension School, and then for me to go from that to just like shouting no like once, and afterwards it's just kind of like, if you can't remember what you were so mad about, that it's just showing that like you just moved through something, right? I used to really beat myself up over that incident where I threw the thing. And now it's like, oh, I'm out of my peace. I'm coming back into peace. I'm atoning, coming right back into love. And I do that more and more, and it becomes more fluid, and it becomes a part of your life, and you're just learning, right? Like, you're learning how to do it better. You're reprogramming your mind, your heart, which reprograms your mind, which reprograms your behavior, right? You can't try to change your behavior without doing it in your heart first. But the first thing to do is forgive yourself. And in forgiving yourself, you're acknowledging that you were innocent to begin with. You haven't grown up with these tools. Now, this is the cool thing. There's going to be a group of children that are going to be raised by Twin Flames and Harmonious Union that will have these tools growing up, right? Right now, Jeff and Shalia are preparing to have baby Grace, but Colby and Keely, Twin Flames and Harmonious Union, Colby and Keely have Avalon together, and Avalon's getting raised by a couple in Harmonious Union who know the mirror exercise and who are both coaches, right? Ocean and Charles are both in the Ascension Coach training program, and they're expecting a baby as well. So that baby is going to be a phenomenal child, because they're going to learn these things that we didn't learn. And so what that we didn't learn it when we were little kids? We're learning it now. Isn't that cool? You're learning how to manage like all the negative feelings that come up for healing. You're learning how to do that. So just be gentle with yourself. You're doing fine. I don't know who's watching this, but I know you're doing fine. If you're watching this, it means that you're on the path to healing. I really recommend that you check out Twin Flame Ascension School. You can get a free starter kit if you go to twinflamesuniverse.com. That's going to include all the free classes of the school, where you can check out all of the school's courses. And you can also get a weekly newsletter about Twin Flames, things going on in the community, and really connect. Because if you're watching this and you're not, this is your first time on the channel, you're probably looking for people who understand you, like people who know what the Twin Flame journey is like. Like, I know that when I didn't have this community, I felt like people thought I was crazy for seeing number sequences everywhere, and for knowing that this man was mine, even though it looked like a nightmare on the outside. It didn't really, but it just seemed like to lay people that it was like, a crazy relationship, but it's not, right? You're working through things, and trust me, it gets better. You do work through things. I thought my relationship was doomed. I felt so guilty for, I felt like I was broken, there was something wrong with me. I lost my temper quite a lot before the mirror exercise. Now, I wouldn't even say that I lose my temper. I would just say, I come back to peace a lot more easily. And that's all that matters, is that you're just making progress on the path. So definitely check out all the material here. And I am a coach as well, so my link is below. You can check that out too. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a really great day. Bye-bye.